there's very little, if any, criticism I could give to this movie. Oh, hello there. What, this? Oh, I was just gonna hammer in the nail here. Well, it's been about 15 years, but I'm finally coming out with another review. It's of a foreign film. I haven't done that in a while either. And I've got a new title and opening for this channel. It's called Barrel Bottom Reviews. I came up with that one. So sit back and get ready, because we're coming back, baby, with a vengeance. Today's movie from 2003, Old Boy. Hi everyone! Get excited, because today's movie is a modern cult classic from 2003, Old Boy. Not to be confused with the very recent remake done by Spike Lee of all people. No, this is the original Korean movie. Sort of a action slash psychological thriller. The film opens with pretty intense footage at a police station of our main character being detained when he's clearly very inebriated and just being a bad father. We're pretty much establishing that he's not the most sympathetic character right off the bat. However, after a bit of foreshadowing, he's inexplicably captured by some unknown outside force and then detained in a sort of mock hotel room in this undisclosed location for the next 15 years. So one highlight of the movie, and there are many, is first of all the music that carries throughout the film. All instrumental, orchestral score type of music. It's very beautiful, and I can't stress enough how important the right music score can contribute to how you take in the film and giving it more emotion. But one definite highlight of this movie that I think even people who haven't even seen the movie and have just seen this particular scene is this maybe 2 or 3 minute, one long continuous scene of a fight sequence of the main character fighting off about 15 or 20 henchmen. It is disturbing, it's compelling, and remarkable, which is actually a quick way of describing the entire film itself. The pacing of the film is quite good. It moves along very briskly at certain points, and at other points even more tension is built up by how slow-moving and intimate some of the scenes are. Whoopsie! Cat in the shot! Cat in the shot! So there's another one of those long continuous shots in the movie that I really enjoyed. If you couldn't tell by now, that's what I like in my movies. And I won't reveal who the characters are because that would kind of ruin the plot if you haven't seen it. But this boy is seducing a girl and another character is watching this from a crack in the window or whatever. And the girl is holding up a mirror and looking at her own reflection. And to me, this could have meant one of two things, if not many more. The first being, is this a comment on, detachment from sexual situations, Or is it merely, showing that she's a narcissistic personality? So to talk a bit about the remake from 2013, directed by Spike Lee of all people, as I mentioned, everyone kind of just immediately got on board with hating it if they had seen the original. And I can definitely say the original is far superior. It was just less subtle. I think a very important lesson of filmmaking, given that it's such a visual medium, is that you want to show, not tell, sort of thing. And one criticism I can make between the remake and the original is that the remake seems to have a bit more of pointless moments, like for example early on when he's still in the hotel room and he looks like Jim Morrison in his last days and he's looking over at the bed and there's like a bellhop there watching TV, and then in the same shot he walks over and suddenly the bellhop is gone. What was the point of that? There was no point to that. Whereas in the original, everything is in there for a reason. I think also that the remake sort of sets up the main character as less sympathetic, whereas in the original, the character isn't necessarily sympathetic or non-sympathetic. It's very sort of up in the air sort of morals, and that's what kind of makes it interesting. Movies that blur morale force the audience to draw their own conclusions. And as with many of the movies that I review on this channel, this would probably benefit from watching it a second or third time. Although, I wouldn't recommend watching, Sleeping Beauty or Dynamite Chicken a second time. I think you got it the first time. I'm generally, I'm not really a fan of violence or, you know, gore or whatever, but I certainly have dipped my toe into a lot of these types of movies because, you know, half of them end up being interesting. A lot of people characterize this movie as overtly violent. At times it is. I don't know, I could kind of just get past it and ignore it. It didn't really bother me too much, although now thinking about it, yeah, there's some pretty, like, disturbing shit going on in this movie. The movie Oldboy, the original soundtrack, was recently released on vinyl. So if you're this little vinyl collector there like myself, you might want to pick that one up if you're a fan of these types of movies. Also, apparently Cannibal Holocaust is coming out on vinyl. I need that shit! Well, I guess that's about it, so alright, I'm out of here. I'm going to Doodah Land. Stay sexy. Whoops. Alright, fine. You want it? Here's your camera time.